What is up, guys? Sub-Zero here. I'm going over the last bit of information from the Set 7 leak. This is all of the items, and then I'm also going through all of the augments. I think these are just all the new augments. I don't know if they're going to reuse any, but I don't see any repeats here. So we'll definitely, give all of that time as well. And we'll see if this is one or two parts. I actually have no clue how long it's going to take. So we are going to go through it. Okay, so the craftable emblems are Assassin, Astral, Bruiser, Cavalier, Mage, Mirage, Ragewing, and Shimmerscale. Okay, so both the econ traits, Astral and Shimmerscale, are craftable. Really quite interesting. I mean, we'll see what they actually end up building out of. Mage also would be really nice to craft. This is a good lineup of craftable emblems. Bruiser as well wasn't craftable the last set that I played in. So interesting to have these two tanky emblems be craftable as well. Really cool. Okay, uncraftable is everything else. Yeah, that makes sense, except for, the really special stuff like Bard's class and that kind of stuff. Um, okay, and maybe I'm gonna move my cam up so you can actually see all this stuff. Because, yeah, this is actually a perfect spot, right? I'm gonna go through all the augments. Okay, you can basically see everything. This cups up a tiny bit, but that's okay. Okay, lit. Okay, so next we got Shimmerscale's items. I, like, okay, it's kind of a, okay. Here. So these are the items that are given to you by the Shimmerscale trait, um, which is shown here. It says grants exclusive random Shimmerscale items. I don't exactly understand like how you get these items. Like you put it in the units, and then how do you get the items? I don't. We'll have to see how they end up playing out. Quite interesting, right? And then 5 gives you the crown, which is the last one. So we'll read that last. But first we have the determined investor. After the holder dies 8 times, the item returns to your item tray and transforms into diamond hands. Bro, if they actually call it diamond hands, I don't know what to say. In any case, so after your unit dies 8 times, it transforms into diamond hands. Then you get a champion duplicator and 15 gold. Holy crap! Champion duplicator. I mean, that's like a Nico's, I imagine. I don't know why it's called champion duplicator. Is it something different? 15 gold's a lot. Okay, that's really good. And then it gives you this. Once per combat at 66% and 33%. I don't understand that either, because that sounds like twice per combat. So I don't really get that, but whatever. You gain a gold and gain immunity for 2 seconds. A really, really good tank item. Like, holy crap. What? And it gives you gold? Like, I'm so hyped to play Shimmerscale. It seems so fun. Okay, next we got Dragonmancer's Blessing. Use on a Dragonmancer to make them your Dragonmancer hero. Okay, so that's how the Dragonmancer's skill works. This is how you make the hero. Okay, and then the rest of these are Shimmerscale items. Okay, Draven's Axe grants an AD per gold in your bank up to 80. Up to 80, by the way. Holy crap, there's gonna be people balling out with 80 gold. Each attack has a 4% chance to drop 1 gold. So oh wait, no, I just read the last one. Okay, every attack the item gains a stack. At 100 stacks, you gain a 10 gold in an item component. So this seems cool. You just scale up to 100 stacks. After 100 autos, you get some gold, and you get an item component. So it seems really cool. You get basically every 10 attacks, basically you get 1 gold, except you get it as a lump sum at the end. But you're getting, a tenth of a gold per stack, which is quite cool. So you want a unit that attacks a lot, though this also just gives you a ton of flat AD. So seems really fun to play with. Put this on units that like flat AD and ideally attack a lot. And then Gambler's Blade is kind of the attack speed portion of this. It gives you attack speed, and each attack has a 4% chance to drop 1 gold. So that seems insane, right? Like you get up to 80% bonus attack speed, and then you just have 4% chance to drop 1 gold. I mean, I guess like the attack speed limit is 5, which means that that's 5 attacks per second. So worst case scenario, every second, you're attacking 5 times, which is like 20% chance to drop a gold. So like every 5 seconds, you're generating 1 gold. That's not even that insane. Um, at max attack speed, and you're not going to be at max attack speed with this. So it's not even that crazy, but it's just a little bit of a way to generate some extra gold. So seems cool. Goldmancer's Staff. Okay, so it's the AP version. You get 40% to drop 2 gold on enemy kill. Okay, so it's the AP version, but you really have to prioritize units that get kills, right? It's not just for like you put it on any AP unit. It's AP units that are getting kills. So you want the units that deal a lot of damage, the units that hit a lot of units. So quite interesting. Oh my god, can you think about this? Think about this on like Elise, the unit where she bites and then she if she kills, she jumps up and goes to the lowest health target. You just have Elise farming you multiple gold. Like this can be way better than even either of these two. 2 gold on enemy kill, 40% chance. Like I can see you having farming multiple like 4 gold, 6 gold a fight. Maybe it's not that likely. Whereas this, like it's almost never farming you 6 gold in a fight. This seems way better. Interesting. We'll see. Mogul's Mail, bruh. They're really they're really going for it. Okay, well that's nice. Um, gain 1 armor, 1 MR, and 10 health when taking damage. After stacking 50 times, gain 2 gold. Oh, okay. So it's like a Titans. That once you stack up, you get 2 gold. So that's 2 gold to fight if you can stack it. So you really, really, really want to put this on a champion's tanky enough that you can stack it up. This seems so fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the tank item. Needlessly big gem. If the holder is alive after 15 seconds of combat, your units deal 1% more damage. Maximum 1 gold per gold you have. For every 2 units alive when this happens, gain 1 gold. Ooh. 15 seconds is really long, though. So every 2 units alive, you gain 1 gold. It's kind of like dominance, except, I mean, it's kind of similar to dominance, and the fights might not even, by the time 15 seconds are, the fight is kind of over. Units deal 1% more damage, maximum 1 gold. I wonder if this is a typo or something, because why would it be maximum 1 gold? Uh, I don't understand. I mean, still 1% more damage per gold you have. It's kind of like if this isn't a maximum 1 gold, then it's kind of like a Ascension, but just on an item. Really cool. Philosopher's Stone. Refreshing your shop adds a stack. Each shop refresh is a chance to copy the holder and consume all stacks. More expensive champions are harder to copy. I saw this on the leak. Um, I don't know if this is repeatable or not. If this is repeatable, that sounds insane. That sounds insane if this is repeatable. You can just slap this on a 1 cost and you're just rolling down for a 1 cost, roll down a bunch of gold, and like, you know, get 2 or 3 extra copies for free. I mean, I don't know what the chances are, but like if it's repeatable, that's insane. Um, if it's not repeatable, then it's like fine, I guess. It's probably like, I mean, it's basically an item that turns into a Nico's, which is like, I don't know exactly. Okay, and the Crown of Champions, which is the one that you can only get if you have 5. Uh, oh, if you have 9 in? Okay, so that's all of these guys. This counts for 3, so this is 6. I mean 7. I can count. So then you need +2 to get the crown. Okay, so pretty tough to get. But if you get crown, every 5 seconds, the next attack deals 9,001 times the amount of gold in your bank in true damage. Okay, so just every 5 seconds, your next attack one-shots a unit. That's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, those are the items. Let's move on to the augments. I'm not. I'm not gonna go through all the units that these give because I don't even know all the units that well yet. But there's hearts for all the units. Some of them give 3 costs, some of them give 2 costs, some of them give 1 cost probably. Yeah, probably. Looks like they mostly give 2 costs based on what I can see, but I'm sure that will change. Because as we see what's OP. So now let's go to the unique ones. AFK. You cannot perform actions for the next 3 rounds. Afterwards, gain 20 gold. What the heck? You can probably only get this first or second augment. If you get this third augment, it's like garbage, right? But getting this first, sack 3 rounds basically to gain 20 gold, especially if you're gonna lose anyway, right? You just take this. This also makes win and lose streaking interesting early because if you know you're gonna fight someone who has AFK, you literally know exactly their positioning, you know exactly their board. So there's a world where you like lose streak and you take this augment, um, and then like you end up accidentally winning because people like there's another loose streaker, but they get to like sack their units or put them in a weird spot. Really interesting. This seems really fun. Axiom Arc, when you units kill an enemy, they gain 20 mana. Okay, so they kind of like Thrill the Hunt, but for mana. Okay, so I mean, Elise already gets you don't want it for units that get a reset on a kill, right? You want it for units that are just going to kill a lot of units. So interesting to see who this is actually good on. Just AP champions that deal damage, basically. Or even AD champions, right? That are going to kill enemies and want to cast a lot. Because, it's just mana. Every unit uses mana, except for the ones that don't. Band of Thieves gains 1 Thieves Gloves? That seems fun. Just an early Thieves Gloves? Take this. I'm super down for this. This seems like a great early augment. I like that a lot. And even like late game, you could use it to kind of like round out your items a little bit if you're like low on tank items or something. Cool. Best friends, units that start combat only adjacent to each other gain 15 attack speed and 15 armor. So you gotta like put your units up into little like 2 unit clumps, like 2 here, 2 in the front line. That's really fun positioning wise. I love stuff like this. It messes with positioning a little bit. That's I like this a lot. And it's attack speed and armor. So you kind of like it more than AD comp, but like attack speed is also really good for AP champions just so that they cast more. So seems quite good either way. And armor, so for your frontliners as well. Big Friend. Units that start combat next to a unit with 2,000 health take 10% less damage for the rest of combat. Okay. So you need a unit with 2,000 health. So this seems trash early. You probably can't even get it early because like if you get this early, it's literally nothing. Um, Probably only second or third augment, maybe only third. 2,000 health is a lot, but 10% less damage for the rest of combat is really good. You can just drop your tank back. Um, you could clump around them, but that's probably an int. You probably just drop your tank back. I mean, it's also really good for your front line. Ideally, you have two, one for your backline, one for your front line. Buff up your backline's damage reduction, and ideally buff up your frontline damage reduction. I wonder also so if you have two units with over 2,000 health, I guess they can buff each other, right? Based on the way this reads. So that's interesting as well. Maybe you just put this on your front line and don't worry about 10% damage for your backline is like not that big. Like 10% damage diff is not going to change like those units getting killed in most scenarios. But like on your tanks, it can matter a lot. So you probably just value this on your front line. So yeah. Combat training. Units permanently gain 1 attack damage every time they kill an enemy. Champions start with 2 AD. Okay, every time they kill a unit, they get AD. Seems great for any comp that likes AD, any physical damage comp. Um, yeah, really not much else to say. It's just a nice little scaling thing. Late game specialist. Gain 40 gold when you reach level 9. Yo, that's sick. And there are going to be so many people. There are going to be videos. There are going to be clips of K3 Soju, the TFT legend streamer himself, taking late game specialists and dying at level 8. I can guarantee it. That's so fun because he's just gonna be like, I don't have an augment. Oh my god. I mean, I'm sure I'll do the same thing a few times. We'll see. But this seems really fun as well. So really interesting too that it's an augment that you're gonna get 0 value out of until you hit level 9. Um, you probably get offered this early, and you just get you play without an augment for the entire game until you hit 9, and then it's burst of value, which is pretty good. I can imagine you definitely want to play this with. I mean, ideally a strong enough early game that you can last that long. I could see this being trash, um, if you're down an entire augment. But I mean, they're only tier ones, so like being down a tier 1 is not that big of a deal, and once getting 40 gold level 9 is pretty sizable. So I could also see it being really good. It's probably good because it's a tier 1. If this was like a tier 2, it'd probably be awful. If this was a prismatic, you'd be going 8th. Even if it gave you like more gold, like 80 gold at level 9, you take this as prismatic, you'll just die. But because it's a tier 1, I can actually see it being pretty good. Right, Pandora's bench. In 5 gold, the start of every turn, champions at your 3 rightmost bench slots transform into other random champions of the same cost? This seems obviously amazing in any reroll comp. Just pick up units of the same cost and transform them, and sometimes they become your unit. Like, what the hell? This seems awesome. This seems awesome. I have nothing else to say. That seems awesome. Preparation. Units on your bench gain 10 AD and AP every round up to 30. Okay. So you want to pick up units, sit them on your bench for 3 rounds, and then put them in. That's quite interesting. Huh. So you sack board strength for a few rounds, and then you get your units in. And you want to like marinate your units on the bench for a few rounds. Really quite interesting. I like that a lot. All right, let's get into the tier 2s. And there's one, looks like I'm gonna be blocking this one. I'll read it. It's barely blocking anything. Oh my god, there's so many. Holy fuck. Okay, we'll see if we can get through everything. Crests. Axiom Arc we already talked about. Beasten. Units that start combat next to at least 2 shapeshifters gain attack speed and move speed. Shapeshifters always gain this bonus, gain an R. Seems great for shapeshifters and your other non-shapeshifter units. This seems awesome. Okay, I mean, it's just a very good vertical one. Best friends, we already talked about. Better together. Aura items that buff your team have their effects increased by 33%. Gain a locket? What? That's nuts. Oh my god, this is like the liquid goose augment. You take this, slam freaking Zeke's Herald, and you are chilling. You are hard chilling with this. This seems really fun. Just play like a better together comp Like chalice stacking with better together. Ooh, that's gross. I like that a lot. This seems really fun. Cluttered Mind. Your bench is full at the end of the round, gain 5 EXP, so it's the opposite to Clear Mind. That's really cute. I like that a lot. 5 XP is a lot as well. You're not going to make use of it for the first few rounds. Um, so unlike Clear Mind, right? And you're also going to you might have to sack a few econ every once in a while to make this work. Quite interesting though. Combat training. We already talked about Cutthroat. Oh, this is a repeat. Okay. Okay. So that's Cutthroat. We've played with this before. It's good. Devastating Charge. Cavalier's first attack after charging deals 90 magic damage, increased by 1% for each armor and MR they have. Okay, so give your Cavalier some damage. I don't really get this though. You're like it's still not that much damage. 90 magic damage increased by I mean each armor and MR, even if you increase it by 100%, it's still only 180. Like even increased by 200%, that's still 270. That's not that much. Um but it does add a little bit of extra incidental damage to your comp. Interesting. Dragon Alliance. The dragon trait remains active regardless of how many dragons you have. Dragons gain 30 armor and MR. Get a random 4 to your dragon. Okay, so the way dragons work is you can only have one, right? Unless you take Dragon Alliance. Then you can play multiple dragons? Like just an all dragons comp? That's gonna be so sick. Frick, this set seems so cool. Okay. And Dragon Horde is the same thing, except AD and AP. I'm down to play an all dragons comp. Just pivot late game to Dragon Alliance comp. That seems so fun. I don't know what to say outside of that. It definitely seems like something you could just pivot your comp to. Just straight up dragons. Essence Theft. Evokers attack steal 5 mana from their target? Huh? That seems awesome. Imagine if you have like an evoker with a bunch of attack speed and they're just pew 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 stealing mana. Though I think evokers tend to be just kind of like AP champions, right? I don't think there's a good like attack speed evoker, is there? And I hope I'm not too zoomed. I am a bit too zoomed in, so you can't exactly see. Yeah, not really. Maybe Aurelion Soul. Yeah, none of these really benefit at all from attack speed. I mean, Lulu gives units attack speed, so I guess that's the best thing. Interesting. Okay. Eternal Protection. One of your Jade champions would die. The nearest Jade statue protects them, losing 7% of its max health and transferring 200% of that damage of that amount to the champion. Whoa. That's really cool. So your Jade statues sack each other sack themselves for your champions. I don't know how to evaluate this at all. It makes it more survive. I mean, you take it in Jade comp, but that's really interesting. Eye of the Storm. At the start of combat, the unit in the center of the board gains 50 AP, increased to 150 after Tempest Lightning Strikes. So it's a Kiana one, but it's also you want to put a unit in the center. What AP unit are you putting in the center? Kiana? She's AP in this set, right? I'm looking for Tempest. Oh, you ever put like Aurelion Soul in the middle? Lee Sin in the middle? Whatever the Tempest. The hell is that? I don't know what unit that is. I guess I can just look at 4 costs. What the heck is the Tempest for? What unit is that? Orn? Oh. That's freaking Orn? I don't see it, dog. I don't see it. Okay. That seems really weird. Because like something like an Aurelia Soul you really don't want to put in the middle. Maybe Kiana you can make it work. I guess that's why they give you a Kiana. Interesting. Alright. Gadget Expert. Direct damage items deal 40% more damage as true damage. Gain a Static Shiv. What are the other direct damage items? Ionic Spark, Static Shiv, Dragon's Claw, Bramble Vest. Any AD ones? No? Not that I can think of immediately. Am I missing anything? Um, I'm sure I'm missing something super random. I'm just trying to like go through my head of all the different items, what they build into. I can't think of any other one immediately. That's really weird. I don't know how to evaluate this either, but I guess if you can build like static shivs and declaws and stuff, it would be good. Really, really weird. Okay. Your upgrades. Guild champions holding an item gain 25 armor and another 200% of their guild bonus. Okay, so this is kind of like the cybernetic augment, except it's for guild units. So you just spread out all your items. Makes perfect sense. Hallucinate. Mirage damage take 90% less damage for the first 5 seconds of combat. What? 90% for the first 5 seconds? That's a lot of not taking damage. I mean, they can still get like CC'd and stuff, but like that could swing an entire fight. I mean, it is a gold tier augment that only lasts 5 seconds, so that's fair. But holy crap, that seems great, in my opinion. We'll see. At her presence, Guardian taunt all enemy for 2 seconds. Enemies that attack Guardian shield take magic damage with 8% that shield unit max HP. Wow, that seems a really nice um, tanky augment. It makes them actually um, taunt. Yeah, that seems awesome. Okay, especially if you need some extra like tankiness in your comp. I mean, it's actually really like damage, but the taunt is a big deal as well. Another one that's really hard to evaluate. Oh my goodness, so many really interesting augments. Hot shot. Their Cannoneer's cannon burn their target, dealing 8% max damage true damage over 4 seconds and reducing healing? Yo! Okay, so this is like one that makes you less likely to want to build like a Morello's, right? Because or like a Sunfire, right? Because they reduce this is healing reduction that you're gonna have on I mean, quite often because of the Cannoneer's shots. Though it's not gonna apply to everyone unless you're playing like a 4 Cannoneers comp or however many is like the higher like the medium level vertical. But getting through max health is also really nice for just shredding tanks. Seems really good for obviously any Cannoneer comp. You could pivot potentially based on this. Yeah, seems great. Okay, Inspire. When a Dragonmancer hero gets a takedown, champions that share turret with the Dragonmancer hero, so your Dragonmancers and I guess your other guys, get 50% attack speed. Okay, so they kind of like they get like resets for attack speed. Pretty cool. I like it. Intercosmic Gifts. Astral orbs have a 50% chance to spawn a smaller orb that contains bonus loot. Okay, imagine, right? In this current set, we have Mercenary. Imagine if there was a trait or an augment that said like when you cash mercenarily, uh, get like 50% more stuff. Um, not necessarily 50% more stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Like the chest might add some extra stuff in there. That's so swingy. Um, So Astral or like Astral is a much less swingy trait here. But this like I am so down to get this as my first pick and just hard force Astral from there. That seems so freaking fun. Okay, really cool. Last stand. The first time you die, instead of up to 1 health. After this effect triggers, you see 20 armor and MR and 20% Omni Vamp? I'm taking this every time. What? That's so cool. You don't die. You drop to 1 HP, which can save you multiple placements. Though the thing is, you're taking a gold augment. You're playing down a gold augment the entire game, so that's the downside to it. It's a gold augment, so it's got to be really good, right? But then after you get 200 health, which is whatever, 20 armor and armor, which is whatever, 20% Omni Vamp is pretty huge. You are going to be playing down an augment the entire game, which is really tough. But I would be down to take this like last pick, like my third augment if I'm like really low, like 30 HP, and it just becomes your last stand. You can also econ as much as you want because you know you're never going to actually die. You can just play super greedy with your econ, wait till you die, and then send it. Though I wonder if this is like a static effect or if this only affects the units um, that you have in. Probably it's a static effect. Really interesting. Okay. Loot Master. Gain a random component every 4 combat rounds when you have a guild too. Okay, so it's like the scrap one. Seems great. Seems straight up good. Just like the other one. You only want to take it first, but they're probably gonna make it so you can only get it first. Like Scrapyard. Mage Conference. When a mage trait is active, while the mage trait is active, a random mage portals onto your bench after combat with a player? Huh? They turn mage into yordles? Is there going to be a secret mage? There's no way. For a single augment that they would make a secret 5 cost mage. But what if there was? Wouldn't that be sick? There's no way they would do that for just a random augment. It's got to stop working there, right? That's really cool though. They just made mage yordles so you can reroll mages like you would yordles. That's so cool. Frick. Okay, so obviously you take this and you just hard force mage reroll. Nomads. Scale Scorns. Gain 10% damage each time they start a combat in a new hex, up to 30%. That's cute. So you have to move them every round. I hope the indicator for this is really helpful, because that's going to get really confusing really quickly. If you have multiple, right? You have to be moving them around to like multiple different, like moving them like in a line. Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Oh my goodness. And it's much better than something like Sniper's Nest. Agnostic of like the actual effect of it, because it's much easier to move your unit to any other hex rather than stay in the exact hex. Any other hex is a lot less predictable than the same hex, so that's cool. Okay. Party favors. Gain a gold for every 6 firecrackers launched by Revel champions. Additionally, in a special prize that bursts 100 times. What's the special prize? I don't know what the special prize is. Is it like huge? That's cool. 6 firecrackers. So that's every cast. It launches one or multiple a firecracker. So it's one per cast. You get 6 every 6 you gain a gold. So I'm so down to play like blue buff. I think all the Revel units have actually pretty high mana costs. I don't think you can just like straight up blue buff one of them. I don't remember 100%. Um, yeah, and that's gonna be hard to look into. What's the one cost Revel? I'm pretty sure Corky's is 70. Sona's is quite high. What's the one cost Revel? Kench is 120. And the two cost Jinx. Hers is pretty high as well, right? 120. Okay, so there's no way to blue buff and have them like super cast infinitely, but you can definitely get some incidental goal with this. This is pretty cool. Party time. After Revels score a takedown, they get 60% attack speed. Okay, so it's like they get excited, but it's all Revels. That's really cool. I like that. So you want them to get kills as quickly as possible. I mean, yeah, pretty straightforward. You want to do that whenever. Penitence? What? Penitence? Huh. The action of feeling or showing sorrow and regret for having done wrong. Repentance. Penitence is a synonym of repentance. I didn't know that. Okay. Penitence. Enemies are disarmed for 2.5 seconds the first time they attack a Jade statue, or are damaged by Jade statue's explosion. Grant an R, or gain an R. Okay, cool. So you just, and I don't know yet if you can position Jade statues, because I haven't looked at gameplay clips. If you can move them, then you would just obviously like frontline all your Jade statues. If you can't move them, then it's incidental. That's quite interesting. It disarms them. Okay. Personal training. At the end of combat, champions that start a combat adjacent to a bruiser permanently gain 30 health, increased to 20 if they survived. Ooh. Increased by 20 if they survived. Okay, I'm down to put a bruiser. I mean, just put one in your back line, one in your front line. Um, I guess this is another scenario where bruisers can get buffed by bruisers, right? So that's something. So you want your units to all be touching at least a bruiser. I don't know if they count themselves. I imagine you can't train yourself, so they wouldn't count themselves, but can two bruisers train each other? We'll see. But that's gonna make some interesting positioning stuff. But you want to be getting 30 health around. That's pretty nice. Press the attack. Your swift shots attacks apply a stack on their target for 5 seconds. Every third stack consumes all the stacks deal true damage equal to 5% of the target's max health. Ooh. So you just want to attack a lot. Attack a lot. And I mean that makes sense with swift shots, so yeah, seems reasonable. A lot of attack speed, good. Reckless spending. If you purchase both XP and a shop refresh during the planning phase, Shimmerscale champions gain 30% damage for the next combat phase. What? It's kind of awful, no? You have to be spending gold on both a refresh and planning and a XP. 30% damage is a lot, but it's only for that this sounds pretty awful. I don't know. I mean, 30% damage. Maybe this can make for, your Shimmerscale champion kills a unit and they have the little stick on it that farms it gold. But even then, I mean, you are getting value out of the refresh and I don't know how to evaluate this at all. In my head, it seems awful. Rich get richer plus. 15 gold, massive interest is increased to 7. Okay, so same rich get richer, but it's 15. Ricochet, cannon shots bounce once. That sounds disgusting. I don't know what to say besides that. I mean, bounce is good. Scorch. Every 5th instance of Rage Wing Champion's damage deals 25% more damage as compared to true damage. 5th instance? So like auto, or even like multiple spell casts? I don't know exactly. But it seems like a scaling thing for your like Rage Wing carries, so that seems cool. Secret snacks. Trainers have a 33% chance to secretly feed their Dragon Link bonus snacks. Okay, so this is the Dragon Link trait. You take this and you are all in on playing the Dragon Trainers. So that seems really fun. Yeah, definitely like you take this early and just I'm all in on Dragon Trainers and you get the Tristana immediately. So that's really cool. 33% chance is a lot to feed an extra. Tantrum. After casting the first ability, Rage Wings restore 100% of their max rage. That's really cool. They just get another rage, basically, is how I understand that. They don't completely. Okay, so maybe I should go read it just to make sure I'm doing my due diligence. Okay. They convert mana to rage. Their attacks generate rage. After casting their ability, they enrage for 4 seconds. So this I don't completely get. So they use rage as mana? So it's basically the same thing as mana, except they enrage for 4 seconds. And gain 30% attack speed, and then also this Omnivamp stuff. So the way this would work is that they would get all their mana, which is rage, cast, become enraged, get all this maximum rage, and if they are still alive by the time they finish raging, then they'll cast again, and then rage again. Seems great. Tiamat, warriors additional attacks, the 50% of their damage to enemies in 1 hex area. Okay, that's really cool. That's only it's the 1 in 4 attacks from warriors, but yeah, that does seem great. A way to like, especially if you're carrying a warrior. I mean, obviously if you're carrying a warrior. Titanic Strength. Bruisers gain 2% attack of their health as AD. This sounds great for the AD Bruiser Dragon. Play that, stack a bunch of HP, just give this huge AD tanky dragon threat. That also reduces armor, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so like AD Bruisers is a thing if you take this. Twilight Umbrage. Units that start their combat next to Whispers are stealth for 5 seconds? What? That seems pretty good. Are they stealth? Can you be stealth and attack? I don't know. Is there a unit that stealths in this current set? I don't know if I've played with stealth. But like if I put my backline next to a Whisper and they're autoing, or do they stay stealth or do they come out? I guess we'll see. Earth Scribe, I gain a spatula and a random item moment. That's really fun. If you really need a spat for any of the units that you can build traits for, these ones, then you can just grab that. That's really cool. Or you can get it just a Tactician's Crown. If it's like, oh, imagine you play a spatula carousel and then someone gets this first. You're like, bruh, bruh. All right. Okay, and there's actually not that many tier 3 augments that they have here, so I actually will be able to get. I mean, I want there to be infinite, but I want to be able to get this video out and have it not be 60 minutes long. So these give specific items as well and units. So this gives an Infinity Edge, a Diana. Can you get this first with a Diana on it? Or can you only get these later? Like, can you get this first and just have a Diana? I don't know. Getting Infinity Edge is obviously awesome. Redemption for Astro don't really get? Because Astrals are like, I mean, they're AP, like kind of healer type units oftentimes, though some of them have to deal damage. Copium. Weird. The Redemption. Hmm. Bruiser gets Redemption, that makes sense. Cannoneer gets Giant Slayer, that's cool. Cavaliers get Redemption, so it's all for the tanky ones get Redemption. Dragonmancer gets a Hodge. Evoker gets a Shojin, that makes perfect sense. These often have high mana cost. Guardians get a Gargoyles. Guilds also get a Giant Slayer. Jade Crown. Oh, and this is just a one additional Jade. Oh. Oh. So like these just give emblems and a unit. These give emblem a better unit, probably. Right, they give emblem a better unit and an item. That's interesting. So they help give you direction with the item. They give you a better unit that's also direction. Really cool. Okay. And this is just +1 Jade. Because they thought this would be too OP, maybe? If it gave an emblem? Because, like, Jade units do care about the. Oh, no, they don't. Okay, I see. Then it doesn't matter if units Jade. It's all allies adjacent. This doesn't have to be Jades. Oh, and this is movable now. Awesome. So you can move them around. Cool. That's cool as heck. Okay. Um, Ionic Spark. Okay. Living Forge. Get a random Ornn item now. And after every 10 player combats? I mean, still, that's after 2 stages. So this is like only takeable stage 1. You can probably only get to stage 1, but it seems pretty fun during stage 1. Then you have to get through stage 2 and 3, get 1, and then stage 4 and 5 and get another. I mean, it seems great though. You might just get completely useless ones and be kind of dead. But I mean, the first one you can always make use of, right? Because you can change your comp based around one or an item. The problem is if you get like one that like puts you in a completely AD direction, and then your second one is like Mana Zane, and then you're like, bruh, Riot Games. But like most of them can be used in any comp, right? Like Mana Zane can even be used in any comp. Triforce can be used on AP champs. Like the tanky ones like Randuin's and Anima Visage can be used on any champion. The pull one, so seems quite good. Mages get a Shojin. Sedge for some of the mages that care about blue buff, though I'm not sure how many of those there actually are. Mirage get a Hodge. Mystic gets a Shojin. Ragewing gets a Gwynsu's. That makes actually so much sense now that I think about it with Ragewing. Revels get a Static Shiv. That makes a lot of sense as well. Reduces MR. Giant Slayer for Scale Scorn. Shapeshifters get a Hodge. Shimmerscales get a Titans. Swift Shots, Gwynsu's, Tempest, Hodge, Giant Slayer, Hodge, blah 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 blah. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean these all make perfect. These all make sense based on my understanding of the traits. So yeah. The only thing is the one that's our Giant Slayer. This is a much worse starting item than something like a Static Shiv. So if you take this first, it's a little bit weaker, right? In general, just because Giant Slayers are weaker early slam, quote unquote, than something like even like Shojin. I think is pretty decent early. Gargoyle, Hodge, Redemption is good early. Edge isn't that great early. Winsus is pretty decent early, I think. Static Shiv is the best early out of all these, I think, and Hodge is pretty good too. So interesting. Two Tome of Traits, Ancient Archives too. That seems pretty sick, especially with all the like chase traits with the dragons. You could potentially get a double like like Jade 12. As we can see, actually, I don't think you can see it in this one. You can see it in. Oh yeah, I mean you can see it. But yeah, like 12 Jade. 25% of your HP healed. But I mean a lot of the chase traits seem pretty strong here, so I can definitely see this being pretty solid. So we'll see. Best Defense 3, even better. Cavalier Unity. Okay, so interesting. This is the only Unity one they have. And you get Cavalier bonus on all your champions, and you gain a Sejuani. And for a refresher on anyone who doesn't remember what Cavalier is, because this is literally no one's played the set yet really. They charge when they move, and they gain armor and MR. And then after each charge and at the start of the combat, they gain double the amount. So it's gonna make all of your units really tanky, and they're gonna charge. So I mean, obviously for like melee carries, this sounds freaking amazing. If you just have your like Yasuo or Yone just dashing around killing stuff, that sounds awesome. So any comp that has enough synergy so that you can play a few Cavaliers and then have this apply to your carries sounds awesome. Combat training, we went over, seems like a cool scaling one. Rule Pact. Okay, so it's a prismatic. Buying XP costs 3 health instead of gold. So as I understand it, people did the math, and um, you can go level 7 if you get this as your first augment, and still have like 50 something HP left over, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong with the math in the comments. I could totally be wrong, but this is just what people on Reddit said, and I trusted them. So if I'm wrong, it's not my fault. It's my fault for trusting them. In any case, you take this first, go level 7. You can only play a few units. I mean, you'll probably be able to play 7 units by the end of all of the minion rounds, probably. Um, you're probably going to win most combats by playing 7 units. You're going to roll way better units in Chop, though you're not going to have a much of HP. Or you're not going to have a bunch of gold to buy them all, so it's going to be hard to make income for a while. Um, and then it's going to be really hard for you to go to like level 9. You're basically just going to play for a top 4 from that spot. Naturally level to level 8 after a while, and then just play from that spot at level 8. I mean, it seems great. It seems really fun to play with. I also heard someone say you can go like level 8 with 1 HP left, which sounds really, like, very dubious. Imagine the people who go level 8 and then they high roll a Soraka and then you put Soraka in and she heals you up. I kind of like really want to do that, but that sounds so freaking bad. But if you can go level 8 and then get a Soraka in, like I kind of feel like you've won the game. Unless someone can somehow do damage to you. Oh, I kind of want to just go 8 every time I get this and then try to find a Soraka with the gold that I get. I'm really interested to play with this. I have no clue. It seems insanely broken, so we'll see how it plays. Um, First crown, gain 2% max team size, take 100% increased player damage. This is the Evil Tactician's crown from the Evil set, right? It seems really great. 2 max team size, but I mean, you're still not going to win every fight. Maybe it's not that good. Frick. I have no clue. I feel like when I played with this, sometimes I would get wrecked, but 2%, 2 max team size is a huge buff. So, I mean, only time will tell, I guess. We'll have to see. Think fast. This is the one I'm so hyped for. Shop refreshes are free until the end of this round. Traits and other augments do not benefit from this free shops. Okay, so yeah, you can't scam this and just spam the button and then get the benefit from Astral, because that would be obviously insane. Just get infinite every 5th shop, so you would just go and then just get all of these orbs. So yeah, that obviously seems broken. But basically, you just take this, like later game, you just take this on stage 4, and then find like a 3-star 5 cost if you're fast enough. They seem so fun to play with. I'm gonna take this every single time I can get it on the PBE, just to train my rolling and also just, oh, it's so fun. And you're also incentivized to take this immediately, right? Because you see your augments, you have to be ready when you see your augments. Boom, click this the second you do. Because if you waste a second looking at your augments and you don't take this, I mean, you need to input the information into your brain, right? But then you have to take this the second that you know that you want it. Because if you waste a second looking at augments, that's a second that you could be rolling. So, really cool. And then the last one, Earth's Grab Bag 3 again, a spatula, and 3 random item components. Is it just me or does that not really sound like a prismatic? I mean, 3 atom components is a lot, and you get the spatula, but I feel like you're going to be getting kind of wrecked by people with these other ones. I don't know. We'll see. All right, we made it through all of them. So we didn't see any repeats. I wonder if this is just the new augments. Because I imagine they would keep some of the old one, right? Some of the older augments. I am not 100% sure. I guess we will see. I'll also move my camera back down just so that I can remember to do this. Really cool augments, really cool items. God, I'm so hyped to play this set. It comes out on Tuesday, and this video should be coming out on Tuesday, actually, I think. Um, so I think it's supposed to come out Tuesday evening, though. So hopefully you can see this video, get hype for the set, and then play it on PvE. Or check out my stream. I might be live right now while you're watching this video, so go check out the Twitch down below, or just check it out on YouTube if you want to watch the YouTube stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been so hyped for all of this Set 7 content, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play on the PvE. It seems so cool. So I hope you guys join those streams and watch those videos when I release PBA content. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch down below.